who have an especially acute and collaborative design aesthetic. They call themselves THEREdesign. Located in Alston, the architects and interior designers at THEREdesign say they are really in the business of helping all of us, and not just the fabulously wealthy, invest in transforming your home into a beautiful yet practical space. And they have some especially good tips on creating clean, contemporary lines everywhere, even in small spaces. Welcome, Aishah, Farooki, and Tina Kroshian.
Thank you.
How are you today? First, let's talk a little bit more about THEREdesign. We see it's mostly a female firm and one with women of color, many women of color. Talk about how the composition, the female composition, and the global composition impacts your design aesthetic.
Well, it's not limited to females, definitely. We're welcome to males, but we just happen to be all female at the moment. I myself am half Pakistani, half American. Tina here.
I'm Armenian.
And we have Japanese, Hawaiian, and Katie Flamia, our principal, is half Korean. So we have a lot of integration.
A lot of global influence.
Yes.
Would you say that there is an Asian or Middle Eastern design aesthetic to your work as a company? Is it reflected in the designs that you create?
Yes, the pure and the contemporary minimalist line is what we look for. Less is more. We specialize in contemporary spaces that are streamlined and
Asian in general is usually about feng shui. We don't follow the guidelines rule by rule, but the general aesthetic of spaces flowing well together and clean contemporary lines.
Let's take a look at some of the work you have. We have 3 sets of photographs of some of your work that we're going to go through. Let's go through them quickly, and if each of you could offer a sentence or two, summarize the works that we're going to see and why you think they're successful. Let's take a look at the first series.
Depth of color. You have different color tones going on. The green warms up the space there, and lighting, definitely lighting. Any small space can be definitely more dramatic with light and color, and there's a richness of materials here. The nice countertops.
Do we have some more photographs? Let's see the second set. I don't know if we've run through all of them. Tell us about this.
That's one of my favorite images. It actually convinced me to apply at THEREdesign.
That's gorgeous.
That is a powder room for a client that Katie Flamia did. And it's just all about...
it's very natural but very warm.
Integrating storage into your design. I like the recessed area. It makes it look a little less cluttered. This is all about color and organizing a space to be personable and create a social environment.
Where are all the magazines and newspapers?
They're coming, hopefully.
The storage areas is what we talk about a lot in our work. Clutter-free, removing, streamlining everything and being able to hide things, but at the same time having places for each and every
That is very important. So many people today live in condos, apartments, townhouses, people downsizing from large spaces to small spaces. Talk about how you incorporate living in a small space into your design aesthetic, and give us some tips on some things we might be able to do.
Well, if there's anything you can do without, we suggest you do without it. We like to have everything have a place for it. A lot of times clients will kind of take an inventory of what they have and try to integrate that into the design. If they have a ton of clothes or shoes, we'll do, let's say, a closet design that is very well thought out in planning the space and having a place for everything that they own.
Well, it's also important perhaps to pick pieces of furniture that serve more than one function.
Definitely.
Convertible.
And such as, explain that a little bit more.
Such as a sofa that converts into a sleeper for your guests, such as a TV stand that could be closed off and not visible.
Maybe a coffee table that also includes storage.
Exactly, and could end up, the coffee table could be elevated and become a dining table also.
I noticed in the photographs that you featured, you also have a lot of built-ins,
yes.
Custom built-ins.
Yes.
That tends to also add clean lines to a space, I would imagine.
And adding interest to them by using color on the doors or just a depth of materials. We definitely like doing built-ins and exploring what we can use to make them.
So if we open up those built-ins, that's where all the magazines and newspapers are?
Yep.
And talk a little bit also about the use of color in space to punch it up.
We definitely like to, we're not very, and a lot of contemporary design can become very monochrome, which can be done well, but we like to add color where we can to add visual depth and interest. We like infusing a little bit of bright colors and then like balance it out with neutrals around and textures and colors. It's just
rich textiles.
Yes.
Interesting fabrics, just to give the room some interest. And I think it also helps to reflect the person's personality by the use of color and textiles as well.
Yes.
At THEREdesign, it's very important. We definitely spend time talking with our clients, seeing what their personality is like and what kind of textiles, materials, designs in general would suit them.
Well, these are all great ideas, and thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And sharing
Thank you,
some of those great photographs with us. Now, to find out more about the firm of THEREdesign, check out their website. It's THEREdesign.com. And thanks to you for watching us today. We'll see you again next week.